this room is the mining office for the Gould and Curry Mining Company, and it produced more than $60 million back in the 1800s, which would be billions today. Now, the superintendent of the mine, he worked in this room as his office, but I think his best perk was he got to live in the mansion. And our very first superintendent that got to live here was this gentleman right behind you. His name is George Hearst, and his son William Randolph Hearst built the Hearst Castle, and Virginia City is where their family fortune started. And Hearst wasn't here very long. He did very well, so he went back to San Francisco.
The Hearst newspaper?
Yes, he did. He started the San Francisco Examiner newspaper and Hearst Publishing. So he held on to the mansion, though. He hired his own superintendent to keep his money going over to San Francisco, and he sold the mansion to John Mackay in 1871. Huh. Now, John Mackay came to town in 1859, but he didn't start as a superintendent. He was actually broke, and he walked here from Downeyville, California in 1859. That's about a 2.5-hour drive, so it took him about a week to get here. He started as a pick and shovel man, working his way up, and in 1871 he becomes partners with 3 other gentlemen, and they called their little business the Bonanza Firm. And those gentlemen's names were James Fair, James Flood, and William O'Brien. Now, James Fair's family built the famous Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco with his money, and his other partner, James Flood, built the Flood Mansion and Flood Building in San Francisco. And they called their little group the Bonanza Firm. They started buying up the different mines in town because by 1871 not much was being produced. A lot of people thought it was played out. And it just took them 2 short years, and they hit the biggest silver strike world famous called the Big Bonanza. They pulled more than $100 million out of that mine in the first 3 years. No one's even come close to it since, which equivalates to trillions of dollars in our time. So John Mackay literally would have been the Bill Gates of the 1800s, and him and his partners were forever known as the Silver Kings or Silver Barons of Virginia City. Wow. And that cabinet right there was built right into the mansion in 1860, and the rocks on the top shelves are the original ore samples that they took out of the mine across the street, so they could show their investors what they were investing in. Now, I do have a picture. You can see the mirror behind there. A friend of mine took this picture. She came in here to see me, and I was taking a group of tourists into the other room.
Somebody was saying hello?
So, somebody said hello, but she didn't know it, and because she thought she was in here alone.
Now my hair's
I'll show you.
getting goosebumps.
It's pretty neat. Oops. You okay? James Fair, one of Mackay's partners, and his family's the one that built the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco. And this is John Mackay here on the left when he's in his early 40s. When we go into the parlor, I'm going to show you a picture of him as he got a little bit older. This lady's last name is Gillette, and her husband invented the Gillette razor. Yep. And then we have our President Grant right there in the center.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people don't know the money that was made here helped to fund the Civil War as well as build San Francisco. So Grant brought his wife and son to check out everything, and Grant's actually stayed in this mansion and had dinner at our table downstairs.
Wow.
And I also have another picture of a ghost that was taken right here. And I was here for this one too. So I'm very picky about what I show people, and because I always am afraid somebody's going to go home and Photoshop it, but these were given to me right away. So it looks just like a picture, but when you're looking for ghosts, you got to look in the mirrors. Now, there's a line through her face, the top of her head, the bridge of her nose, and her eyes. If I flip it, she's wearing a full-length nightgown all the way to the floor, and you can see her feet. You guys see her?
Yeah, this is the dress right here.
That's
right?
correct. Yeah. And there's her little head right up here. She's kind of like peeking out. And her hair, she has really short hair right to here. Huh. Yeah, so we have 2 little girl spirits. Their names are Emma and Lily, and they kind of play tricks on me all the time.
Oh, my goodness.
All the time. I'm going to take you guys to the corner. Isn't that pretty? I just love this room. The carpeting on that side is original 1860, and the fireplace mantel is all hand carved. It was brought over from England. It's original 1860. The man that did the fireplace did 3 that we know are famous. One is here, one is in the White House, and one is in Thomas Jefferson's house in Monticello. Cool. And our mirror is just gorgeous. It's been hanging here since 1874, and for an 1800s mirror, it should not look that crystal clear. It should look like the mirror on the organ that's yellow, tarnished, scratched, and chipped. But our mirror is backed with something special. I'm going to show you. It's backed with diamond dust.
Wow.
The frame is all gold leafed, and it is from Paris, France. It is absolutely priceless and irreplaceable. And we have Mr. Mackey over here on the right as he got a little bit older, still looks pretty handsome. And then we have a younger picture of his wife, Marie Louise, and they were married in 1866, and they had 2 boys together, William and Clarence. Their oldest son, William, was killed in a steeplechase race in Paris when he was just 25 years old.
She gives me the shivers.
And Miss Mackey, she didn't like it here at all.
I know.
She did not.
You can see it in her face.
But she did do great things. She started our hospital here in Virginia City. And over in Reno, we have the Mackey School of Mines at UNR that she started. This is her youngest son, Clarence, here. Now, Clarence, on his wedding day, as a wedding gift, John Mackey gave them 650 acres in Long Island, overlooking Hempstead Harbor. It's called Harbor Hill. And they built a palatial mansion on par with the Vanderbilts and Hearsts. He would have been set for life when his dad died in 1902. He was worth more than $30 million. Clarence could have lived a comfortable life, but he decided to invest in the stock market in the 20s, and the crash of 29 almost decimated him. When he passed in 1938, he'd gone from 30 million down to 2. So he almost lost everything.